What's going on YouTube? This is Harry with Living the Tech Life, and in this video I'm going to show you how to install the Ecobee 4 Smart Thermostat, so stay tuned. Now the first step in this installation is we're going to power off the heating, the ventilation, and the air conditioning system by using the master switch, which is usually located in the attic right near the furnace or from your circuit breaker box. Now to confirm that the system is off, you want to put your hands near the vent and make sure you're not having any air coming through. And as you can see here, the thermostat is also not lit. Now the next step is we're going to go ahead and remove the cover of the thermostat, and they usually pop off pretty easily like so. You want to just grab the end and just pop off and remove the cover, which would expose the wire and the screws to the back plate that you would need to take off. In this next step, we're going to take a picture of the wires connected to the terminals of your old thermostat, which you use as a reference for when you're installing your new Ecobee thermostat. Now I've already taken a picture myself, but one thing I want to know is that you see this blue wire here is connected to this C terminal. This C terminal is used for powering the LED display on your old thermostat as well as for your new thermostat. Now if you don't have a C wire, the Ecobee does provide a power extended kit which you could use in case for those who don't have the C wire. So now we're going to go through the process of removing the screws to release the wires and also removing the two screws to release the back plate. Alright, so now that we got the old back plate off, we're now going to install the new back plate on the Ecobee thermostat system. Now, the back plate looks like this, and you can see it has all the connectors that you need to plug in the old wire. It even has like a cool little leveler at the top so you can make sure you got it nice and level. But when I put it in, as you can notice, it doesn't quite line up correctly, and it still has a lot of ugly looking holes in the back. So what Ecobee also provides is this bigger back plate that you can put over to cover up all the big holes, and then you can slide in your clip, mount it up correctly, and it looks quite nice. So I'm going to go ahead and screw this up, and I'll get back to you in a minute. Alright, so now that I got the back plate on and mounted, now it's the time we're going to take the wires, use our reference photo, and connect the wires into the corresponding terminals. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So all you got to do is take your wires, make sure that the copper tip is straightened out. You're going to pull down on this little tab. There's a little hole on the slide. You're going to slide it through and then release. And just give it a little tug, make sure it's in there. And then you just keep going from there. Alright, so now that we got all the wires in place, we're going to take the Ecobee front plate thermostat. We're going to line up these pins in the back to these terminals right here. And then you're just going to place it on until it clicks. Just put it on gently. Once it clicks in place, you're now complete. You've installed your Ecobee 4 thermostat. So now the next process is to go back to your circuit box or your master switch and turn on the power, and you'll now see the Ecobee 4 boot up. And then from there, we'll move on to the setup via the Ecobee 4 thermostat. Alright, so now that the Ecobee 4 is booted up, we're going to go through an on-screen step-by-step process. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so the Ecobee has detected that the RC wire is connected and it wants to know if it's correct. In my case, it's yes, so I'm going to leave the default and go ahead and click next. It's also detected all the other wiring setup and it wants to know if that's correct. For me, that is correct, so I'm going to hit yes. And it's asking if there's any other accessories that's connected or want to be installed, like a humidifier, a dehumidifier, or a ventilator. In my situation, that's a no, so I'm going to leave the highlighted no accessory installed and hit next. It asks, do you prefer Fahrenheit or Celsius? I prefer Fahrenheit, so I'm hit next. Now it's going to ask what kind of heating system do you have, whether it be a furnace or a boiler. In my home, I have a furnace, so I'm going to leave furnace highlighted, but if you have a boiler, you would select boiler and click next. Alright, and also is asking, do you want your fan to be controlled by Ecobee or controlled by the furnace? Well, since we have Smart Thermostat, I want Ecobee to control it. So I'm going to leave the default and hit next. Now, you have the ability to name your thermostat. It has a couple of predefined names already. But if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you can kind of create your own name if you would like. For me, I'm going to just keep things simple. I'm just going to use upstairs because I do have one downstairs, so this makes it easier for me. And then hit next. Now you also have the ability, and which is a good idea to do, is connect your Ecobee to your Wi-Fi system so you can connect, so that you can access and control this remotely. I'm going to go ahead and set up my Wi-Fi video while I pause the video. So once you put in your Wi-Fi information, you get a success that your Ecobee is now connected, and it's time to move on to the next step. So now it's asking what current mode do you want to use for your HVAC system. Right now we're at freezer temperatures right now, so I'm gonna put the heat on and hit next. You could also do cool, and you also could do auto, so where depending on the season, it will adjust those temperatures for you depending on the range that you set up for it. Alright, so then it's asking you what is your ideal home temperature during the wintertime. For me, I like to keep it around 70. So I'm going to leave that right there. Hit next. And then it's asking what's your ideal temperature for your summertime. I'm typically hot, so I like to keep my house kind of cool. I'm going to put it down to, let's say, 66 would be okay for me right now. Hit next. Now, it's asking you, do you want to enable the smart home and away feature? Basically, what this feature will do is, with it on, it will override your schedule that you set for your day to day. So basically, when you come home, it'll adjust the temperatures to the setting that you have during the time you're at home, and then when you're away, it will adjust your temperature for the time that you're away. It's a really neat feature that I've used in my thermostat for downstairs. Um, uh, but again, I typically like it on, so I keep it enabled. You could disable it if you like. Hit next. Alright, then it's you're selecting your country region. I'm in the United States. Hit next. Time zone, I'm on the East Coast, so I'm going to leave that at New York. And now it's requesting a registration code. Alright, so now it says that your Ecobee 4 is now ready and it's online. It gives you a registration code to create your account on ecobee.com, and then you can log in and kind of monitor your energy usage in your home. Just click finish, and now you're good to go. One of the cool things about the Ecobee 4 is you are able to enable Alexa within this thermostat. It's already built in. So you could do simple things like ask Alexa questions about, hey, what's the weather for tomorrow, or how many people is on the earth. If you have Alexa controlling some of your smart home tools, you can also send commands to Alexa to say things like, hey Alexa, turn off my lights, or turn on my lights, or set an alarm. So different cool things like that. Basically what you could do is with the unit on, you'll hit this little microphone button, and this will give you information on setting up the voice control. And basically what you would do is you would connect the Ecobee to the Alexa voice app so that, and I'll link them together so next time you hit the microphone you can actually give Alexa commands or do the wake up commands and say, hey Alexa, perform this command. Well, there you have it. That's how you install the Ecobee 4 Smart Thermostat. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. And if you found this video useful and helpful, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and follow me for more tech-related videos. Thanks for watching, and keep living that tech life.